Welcome to Vanished Creatures, the channel where we explore the incredible world of extinct animals. Have you ever wondered what it would be like to face a creature with teeth longer than your hand? No, this isn't a fantasy movie, this is the world of the saber-toothed tiger. Today, we are going to meet one of the most fearsome and iconic predators to ever roam the earth. The Smilodon. The saber-toothed tiger wasn't just a big cat with cool fangs, it was a master of its environment, and its hunting skills were terrifyingly efficient. So buckle up and get ready to dive into the wild world of this prehistoric giant. Alright, let's start by cleaning something up. Despite the name saber-toothed tiger, these animals were not true tigers. Shocking, right? They were actually part of a group of cats known as the Maicharodontinae subfamily. Their official scientific name is Smilodon, which means cutting tooth, and well, with fangs like that, they sure lived up to the name. The most famous of these creatures lived in North and South America during the Pleistocene epoch, which lasted from 2.5 million years ago to around 10,000 years ago. Now, these cats weren't exactly like the big cats we know today. Smilodon was more muscular and stocky, built for power, not speed. And those enormous fangs? They could grow up to 7 inches long, roughly the size of an average human hand. But let's talk about those fangs some more, because they weren't just for show. They were a key part of Smilodon's hunting style. So why did the saber-toothed tiger have such insanely large teeth? What were they for? To put it simply, those teeth were built for killing. The saber-toothed tiger didn't hunt the same way modern big cats do. Today's lions and tigers use their powerful jaws to bite down on prey, going straight for the neck or throat. But Smilodon's teeth weren't meant for chomping, they were meant for piercing. Imagine a giant cat stalking through the underbrush with teeth that could puncture skin like a knife through butter. The saber-tooth would use its fangs to stab its prey in the neck, throat, or underbelly. These teeth were sharp, long, and perfectly designed for slicing through flesh. And unlike modern big cats, they didn't use their teeth to crush bones or chew. They would instead rely on those teeth to inflict deep, mortal wounds, causing the prey to bleed out quickly. But here's the catch: those teeth weren't great for eating. After delivering that fatal strike, the saber-toothed tiger would hold on with its powerful jaws, waiting for the prey to weaken. It wasn't about chewing the food, it was about stabbing and letting the prey bleed out. Pretty brutal, huh? Now that we know about those terrifying teeth, let's dive into the hunting style of the saber-toothed tiger. Unlike today's big cats, Smilodon wasn't built for speed. It wasn't a fast runner like a cheetah or a lion, so it had to rely on stealth and strategy. Picture this: a massive muscled predator using the dense underbrush and tall grass to stay hidden as it quietly approaches a herd of mammoths or bison. The saber-toothed tiger wasn't a charge in and hope for the best kind of predator. Instead, it used its agility and patience to get as close as possible to its prey without being noticed. Imagine being a giant mammoth or bison, grazing peacefully when suddenly you hear nothing but the whistle of the wind. And before you can react, a massive cat leaps out from the shadows, its fangs aimed right for your throat. That surprise factor was key. Once Smilodon closed the distance, it used a burst of power to deliver a single precise strike. Its large, powerful forelimbs and strong body helped it pin down its prey, keeping it from escaping as those deadly fangs worked their magic. It wasn't about chasing down the prey for miles, it was about getting in close, fast, and ending it quickly. This was the strategy of a predator that had mastered stealth. Now let's take a look at the world the saber-toothed tiger inhabited. Smilodon lived during the Pleistocene epoch, a time when much of the earth was covered by vast ice sheets. The world was much colder than it is now, and it was home to some massive creatures. Think woolly mammoths, giant ground sloths, bison, and camels that were way bigger than the ones we know today. Imagine a land full of giants, where the ecosystem was full of massive predators and prey. But it wasn't just the giant animals that made this world interesting, it was the competition. Smilodon had to deal with rival predators like dire wolves, short-faced bears, and even other saber-toothed cats. It wasn't just about being the biggest or the strongest, it was about being smarter and knowing when to strike. Smilodon wasn't the only predator out there, and the competition for food would have been fierce. As the Ice Age ended and temperatures began to rise, the environment began to change, and with it, the creatures that once dominated the landscape started to disappear. So, if the saber-toothed tiger was such a formidable predator, why did it go extinct? It's a sad reality, but even the fiercest creatures can't survive forever. The biggest factor was a change in the environment. As the Ice Age came to an end, the Earth warmed up, and many of the large animals that Smilodon hunted, like mammoths and ground sloths, began to go extinct. With less food to hunt, it became harder for Smilodon to survive. But it wasn't just the climate change that spelled the end for the saber-tooth. Early humans, who were developing advanced hunting techniques and tools, started to pose a threat as well. As humans learned to hunt in groups and use weapons, they likely contributed to the decline of large predators like Smilodon. It's possible that humans competed for the same prey, putting additional stress on the saber-toothed tiger population. Over time, these combined factors led to the extinction of one of the most terrifying predators in history, leaving only bones and fossils behind to tell its story. Before we finish, let's take a moment for some fun facts about the saber-toothed tiger that will blow your mind. They were not tigers. Despite the name, Smilodon wasn't closely related to modern tigers or lions. In fact, it was part of a completely different branch of big cats. They might have been social. Some scientists believe that Smilodon could have hunted in groups, much like modern-day lions. Imagine packs of saber-tooths working together to bring down a mammoth. Short tails. Unlike modern cats, Smilodon had a much shorter tail, likely because it wasn't designed for high-speed chases, but for stealth and power. Super strong. Smilodon's muscles were built for power, not speed. It had a neck and shoulders so strong it could take down prey that was far bigger than itself. And there you have it, the incredible saber-toothed tiger, one of the most iconic and fearsome predators to ever walk the earth. With its massive fangs, powerful body, and cunning hunting strategy, it truly was the king of its time. While the saber-tooth is no longer with us, its legacy lives on through fossils and the stories we tell. Thanks for joining us today on Vanished Creatures. If you learned something new, or if you just think saber-toothed tigers are the coolest creatures ever, don't forget to drop a like, leave a comment, and subscribe. Stay tuned for more deep dives into the wild world of extinct animals. And remember, the past is full of fascinating creatures just waiting to be rediscovered.